Hey, 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 KSP fans, it's Thor! Time for some more insanity. Today's gonna be a little bit different. We are going to do an insane tutorial. Guess what that means? That means beating the star peg into the round hole. I don't know how many of you had that game when you were little, but it is a game I had, and I swear to you, my parents tell me that yes, I got angry that the star peg would not go into the square hole like I wanted it to, and so I got Dad's hammer and made it go into the square hole. Yes, I did. So that's what we're going to be doing today. There are lots of little tips and things, tricks, really tricks that I've learned along the way as to how to get parts to go where you want them when the game doesn't want you to put them there. But before we do that, we're going to take the Kerbin Concorde out for a spin. It has been revamped thanks to suggestions from you guys. You can see all the new intakes on the engines in the rear. I have fixed the fuel system. As you can see, these are routed properly now, so they all drain fuel consistently. Let's take it out for a spin. Let's see how fast it'll actually go. And here we are. We have Jedburgh, Donphan, and Munri. Let's turn on the lights. Lights. Computer controls. Throttles up to, right about there. That's good enough. This thing's got so much power, it's insane. So, as you probably don't know, well, yeah, you do know, because you can see this stuff over here. We are in 0.21. I have done plenty of testing with the new computer controls. They work perfectly and wonderfully. There we go, lifting off. As you can see, the new computer controls are wonderful. So I'm going to take this sucker up to its cruising altitude, which is much higher than it used to be. Again, thanks for the suggestion. These intakes definitely make a difference. Love my fans, love my fans. So I'll see you guys when we get up to cruising altitude. Welcome back. I am leveling out now. Notice we are already at 24,000 feet. I'm trying to level out. Hurry up, level out. Come on down. We're getting too high. If I get to 27, I think it's going to flat spin. That's not good. Come on, level out. Thank you. Thank you very much. Alright, good. It's going down a little bit. That's fine. That's fine. Let's level it out. 24,008. You can see we're already going 1,400 meters a second. That's cooking. Here in a minute I will do the calculation for you and tell you exactly how fast that is in miles per hour, Mach. Come on, let's get her leveled out here. Somebody, and again, my commenters, I love you guys, man, you never miss a beat. Somebody pointed out that Mach speed is different at altitude, and that is very true. Sound requires a medium, in this case air, to travel through. That's why it's silent in space. As you get high in the atmosphere, there are fewer and fewer air molecules for sound to travel through. Therefore, Mach speed is much higher, am I saying that right? At higher altitude. So it's easier to go faster higher. It's easier to go faster than sound higher. Does that make sense to everybody? And that is very true. Alright, 25,000. I gotta be careful again here. Gotta get her leveled out. 25,000. 1,500 meters per second. That is cooking, folks. That is cooking. Alright, so I'm going to take 2 seconds, and, well, for you it won't be any time at all. I'm going to look it up as to how fast this is. Once we get it to what I think is going to be its maximum. 1,600 meters per second. Notice I'm at half throttle. Yep. I feel like the guys, I once saw a documentary with pilots of the SR-71, and although they will only admit to its capability of Mach 3, the pilot tells you there's nothing like going Mach 3 at 80,000 feet and going, knowing you have plenty of throttle left, he says. Oh yeah, that's the way I feel right now. I am doing 1,650 meters per second. I'm only at half throttle. Frame rate's getting a little low. I was interested to see how 0.21 is going to work with Fraps. It's okay so far. So we're going down a little bit here. Let me prop this up just a bit. Go. Loving the new computer controls, the revamped 0.21 computer controls. Look at that. Oh, I didn't put the gear up. I'm surprised those didn't rip off. Oh boy. Another suggestion was to just attach this to these without the intervening piece. I did that. It's a little off center, but yeah, I think it looks okay. So yeah, I mean, I always read comments. I might not respond to absolutely everybody, but I always read comments. I always appreciate suggestions and criticism if it's constructive. Absolutely, absolutely, you have to. In science, if you like science, you know, I mean, that is the basis of it. Is you come up with a theory and then you publish it, and then everybody else goes, I don't know. But that's why oh, flat spin, here we go. Yeah, we have 27,000, it's come out. So we'll just go with 1650 as the maximum speed. I'll come back and let you know how fast that is. Obviously this is recoverable, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'll see you back in probably the spaceplane hangar. Next. Aha, here we are. I looked it up, and the calculation says that we were doing 3,690 miles per hour. Yeah, that's, if we do just ground, so see, Mach is 700, just to do the calculations easily. Mach is 700 miles an hour. 3 times 7, 21, 4 times 28, 5 times 7 is 35, so Mach 5 plus. Mach 5 plus. Pretty good for the Kerbin Concorde. Notice I spelled it correctly. That was embarrassing. So now on to Insane Tutorial. Let's start off with this a little bit. I can show you, this is basically, we'll call this lesson Don't Give Up. Alright, see all these little fuel lines? They did not want to go there. Let me get the symmetry going here. Alright, so let me pull one of these off and let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so you pop this on here. This one needs to go, where does this one need to go? This one needs to go all the way to the outer engine, right all the way out to here. So we get over here and we pop these things on here and reach it out, and it looks like, okay, that's fine, that's gonna make it, right? Oh, it did it. That's a bad example. Oh boy, that's funny. That's really funny. You're funny, KSP. You're a funny game. Alright, let's try this one. So this one needs to come all the way out to this one. It worked too! Alright, let's just go with nevermind on that. Yeah, anyway, that lesson was going to be try again. You just keep working these, keep trying to attach it at different points. It will eventually attach. The other thing we can look at with the Kerbin Concorde is that, and I think I mentioned this before, the wings can be stitched together. See all the struts under here? Yeah, that's why it is so nice and solid and isn't flapping away like some of the other ones that I had. Struts are your friend. And that is going to be the lead off to the next lesson in the tutorial, which will probably be much more useful than that one because that just worked. And I'll see you in the VAB for that. This is the space truck revamped. I did, as you saw, I ported both of the ship designs over to the new iteration 0.21. What I'm showing you now is that struts are your friend. If you didn't already know that, I mean, it may seem to me, and it may seem to you, that I've got enough struts on here. I mean, there's 9 kajillion billion struts on this thing. I mean, look at all of them on the inside there, and I've got them down on the bottom. But when I launch this, let me bring the controls back up. Mainsails, I'm still, because of the thrust factor, not overheating factor, I'm keeping them not at full throttle. So we go for launch. And let's see if it makes a fool out of me. Watch it go perfectly. No, see, there we go. And you would think, right? I mean, I showed you all those struts. That should be enough, right? And at least in my experience, you think to yourself, well, if I put more struts on, it's not going to help. That's not true. That's not true. We'll let this play out here. Let's go for throttle up. That's going to make it tilt over a bit. And then I'll just stage. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I know there were some folks, including one of my favorites, Creeper on Your House, asking about why I blew up the ships in the last episode, even though they were going up okay. I didn't explain that properly, and I probably should have just cut it out or said I'm going to blow these up for fun. Those iterations did not have enough fuel. And I just didn't feel like it was going to be a whole lot of fun. Oh, we don't want these guys to die, do we? Let's save them just before their death. No! We will revert back to the vehicle assembly building. So, yeah. I probably should have just explained that better or cut it out, not shown it. But yeah, some of the iterations were bad or didn't work just because they didn't have enough fuel to go into orbit. And the way I work it, the way I do things is that you know, I do the prep work the night before, and then I have all these iterations, but I don't remember what each one's going to do. I just know that if there's 10 of them, the 10th one should work, and the first one's probably going to be a mess. And it gives me a chance to show you the progression without, you know, all the delay of building and adding. And as I explained, I think in one of the comments, it's hard to go from building mode, thinking about what I'm doing building, and then get into this mode, which is talking to you. It's just, I like to keep them separate. So I apologize for blowing up the ships. It looked like I was just suiciding them, you know, like a perfectly good ship, but trust me, they weren't going to have enough fuel, so we had to move on to the next iteration. Speaking of the next iteration, yeah, what I was talking about is more struts. So if we load up the complete one, the one that I have fixed, you're gonna see even more struts. Oh my goodness, at the struts. That may not seem like you know, I think it might be obvious to a lot of folks just to add more and more and more, but personally I would get to the point where I thought, well, you know, adding 5 more struts isn't going to make a difference. There's just something fundamentally wrong with the craft. That is not true. After adding all of these extra struts, we take it out to the launch pad. It's going to fly properly. It's going to stay together. So lesson number 1, more struts. If your rocket's flying apart, if pieces are coming off, just add more struts. They're really light. They don't, you know, add a whole lot of weight to everything. So we got Jedburgh, Donphan, and Moonry ready to go again. I will show you guys this launch, but the continuation of this episode will have to be in another... the continuation of the space truck will have to be in another episode. I have revamped everything, and it is a wonderful piece of machinery now. So there you go. See? See? Solid as a rock. Good to go. Alright, so we're ready for lesson number 3, and that is going to have much more to do with fitting that piece in the place it doesn't want to go. See you in a minute. Next. This is Up Close Look at Space Truck. It's a good place to start to show you some of the things I do to get these pieces to go where they don't want to go. And I think this is going to be useful for some of you. You might give up because you think it's just not going to work. So this is saved. I can take it apart as I like. I'm going to take this off. Nope, I need my symmetry. That was a mistake. As you should know by now, Control-Z corrects all your mistakes. You have to set the piece down first, then do your Control-Z, and it will pop that right back on. Everything will go right back to where it was. I'm sure most of you already know that. So let me put my symmetry on. This is 2 symmetry, but it's weird, right? Because I've got these things hanging at weird spots. So the 2 symmetry actually acts, see, it acts on the other one across the side, not on this ship right here. So if I take this piece right here and I want to put it back on, see, notice it won't connect, right? See, it's not going. But you can make it go by changing the angle you're looking at the piece. So if I get that piece at just the right angle, no, see, it doesn't want to go. It's acting like, no, you'll never get that piece there. Screw you. It's not going to happen. I guarantee it's going to happen. I can get this piece to go there if it doesn't make a liar out of me. Alright, so we can change the angle. Come on. It's making a liar out of me. KSP. Oh, so funny. Alright, let's see. Maybe if I rotate it, let's try rotating it. This is another thing you can do. No. Come on. Let me zoom out. It is totally making a liar out of me. You guys should be laughing at me right about now. Yes. Alright. So I really do want this piece to go back on. Oh man, come on. Making a liar out of me, KSP. Nope. Alright, now if I do that, then if I... Yeah, that's what I want. No. Oh, guys. Y'all, This is what happens, right? You think it's gonna, oh yeah, I'll just show them real quick. Yeah, pop it right back on. I'm a hero. And now, of course, it won't do it. Alright, so we'll have to revert to trick number whatever it is. Alright, so let's set this piece down. Alright, it's not going to go back on where it is. So let's take off this piece and just attach this piece anywhere. So let's see, we want to put it, yeah, okay, we want to put it on that end. So we'll just attach that piece right there, maybe. There it goes. Alright, now we'll take this piece and fit it on. Alright, now that's not rotated the right way. Nope, nope, I'm messing that up. Okay, come on. Nope. Nope. Still not rotated correctly. Alright, am I fitting it on the wrong part? No, I'm fitting it on the right part. Let me swing around to this one. There it goes. Alright, see? Notice how I changed the percent. Alright, so see, it's not going, not going. This is what I was trying to show you. Good, so this is working now. Not going, not going. If I come over here, aha! See it pop on? I'll reattach that, and then you can take the whole thing and put it where you want it, which is right here. This is where I want it. Now, again, it might make a liar out of me because this is some tight quarters in here. Let's zoom in. And, okay, there we go. So I just need to get that lined up. Whoops, oops, oops, oops. Oops, oops. Okay. Yep, there we go. And while I'm doing this, let's look over here. Look over here. Notice this is on the circular, not... now it's on angle snap. Now if you do angle snap, it's going to give me correct positioning, but sometimes angle snap won't go. Like I think in this case it will. Let me see if I can get that back on. I think that's where it's supposed to be. Close enough. That's an important. That's like lesson number 4. Let's call that lesson number 4. If the piece isn't going, like it's tilting and it'll fit there, but it's not pointed the right direction, turn off the angle snap, and you can. The game is a little more flexible as to where you can place things. So that's lesson number 4. Let's get to one other thing I have for you that's real handy when it comes to building ships. Let me find an example of that, and I'll be right back. So here we are. Notice there is nothing. So I'm kind of going back on what I just told you, which is me talking to you and building at the same time. I figure the best way to explain this next part, which is going to be to build something with you. I still get comments now and again. I guess folks that are new at playing the game is they're having trouble even getting something into orbit, and it's very frustrating. I understand that, I do. But there's an easy way around that, I promise you. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a real basic ship. Let's just go with command pod. Let's get us. We're not going to worry about. Well, we'll get us a control piece on there, sure. But really, what I'm getting at here is what I'll call the lesson in doubling. All right. So here's your first thing. There we go, and we'll need an engine. Let's give it, say, that one. That's good. And then we can. All right, so this is stage 1. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about doubling. All right, so stage 1 is 1 rocket, 1 tank. Stage 2 needs to be 2 rockets, 2 tanks, and on we go. All right, so here we go. Let's get another tank on here. Now you're saying to yourself, well, how are you going to get 2 rockets on this? We need a separator, don't we? No. Here, let's get a separator. Nope, not the little one. Well, let's do the little one. Screw it. I'll show you how that works. There we go. Little one, fine. And that means we can attach the little thingies. All right. So, like I said, now we need 2. Well, if 2 is good, 3 is even better. So let's get us a 3 symmetry. There we go. Let's get some more height out of this guy. By the way, the VAB is much taller now. At least that's been my. That's what I've experienced. Looks much taller. Alright, so let's... I only use the ones with thrust vectoring. I don't know if you guys don't, but, for 15 more, it's not worth not having thrust vectoring. So there we go. We got 3 on that stage. Now let's go ahead and go out and see if this will even lift off. Are these 3 rockets enough to lift this up? Let's find out. We'll just go ahead and launch it. So yeah, I mean, I think you're getting the gist of what I'm saying. So if you build a rocket and it's not enough to get into orbit, just double it. put on another stage, and double it. All right, let's see if this will launch computer controls. Throttles up to 100%. Fire. It is. It's good to go. So there you go. Stage out. And look, the shroud's still there. That's pretty funny. I promise you that engine is on now. Anyway, so yeah, that's all kinds of silly looking. Let's get out of here. See you back in the VAB. Or I don't know. I suppose you guys can wait, right? Revert. Revert. Speaking of reverting, I think I've killed my first Kermans. I was experimenting, crashed something into the ocean, and I did not revert, and they are in the missing in action file. Yes. Now I haven't looked over there today to see if they're still in the missing in action file. All right. So continuing on with this thought. This is your rocket. This is not enough to get into orbit, and you're like, dadgummit, how do I? Oh, so there you go. So we need doubling. So let's get us another separator. Oh, we need our symmetry. Another separator. Boom. Let's get some of these on here. Good. There we go. Alright, now you're saying to yourself, but Thor, that's only 3. How are you going to get... Well, of course, that's what you do. So let's get these on here, and then we go like this. We want to do 3 symmetry again. We want lock to angles, because that'll keep it nice and orderly. Boom. And then a boom. And remember, you want these to be even. They need to be, like if this one's on that one, yeah, they need to, see, that's off. This one's further around than this one is. That'll make the rocket not fly quite right. That's the problem I was having with the space truck rovers, is that they were not symmetrical. Alright, so that looks good. So now, what do we have? That's right, instead of 3, we have 6 engines. Pretty much guarantee you that's going to be enough to lift off those upper stages. Boom. And I say boom. 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 There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, and the same thing applies. We'll just go down and do that again. Now what we can do is, so you've got that center core up there. You can bring that down if you wanted to. But in this case, what am I going to do with this one? Well, let's go with... So we need doubling, or you go to larger engines. So that's what we'll do with this. We will come over here, we'll get a bigger separator, the big one. The Big Daddy. That's it right there. Put that on the 6. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's not going to go because it's too... Oh, is it? Nope. All right, now let's see. Let's see if this is another little trick I can teach you. All right, so it's conflicting there. If I come over here, is it conflicting here? Yeah, it won't let me do it. Sometimes you can force it to go. This one's not going to work. So we can't use the big separators. And things are a little too close together on these. So again, I'm thinking this is where I get into the trouble with why I don't record and build at the same time, because I need to think. I need to think. How am I going to... Yeah, I guess the simplest answer, which is usually the best, is just to go with these, and we'll go with the doubling again. Alright, so let's go over here. And, whoops, we need the tubes. Yeah, we need these again. Alright, we need some height. Oh, and probably a good idea to save it. Let's call this square peg. Squarer peg. What the hell? That'll be fine. Squarer peg. Sure. Save that bad boy. Alright, let's get the rest of these on here. Okay, so we're getting down to these lower stages. We're gonna need more fuel. Alright, you know, I'm probably just gonna do the same kind of deal here. We just come over here, add 2 more of these on, make sure it's symmetrical. Right, so I'm looking at this. Those look kind of off. Looks kind of off. Let's move this one in a tad, like that. Make sure they're level. But that is not, I don't like the way that looks. Let's go over here and do it this way. Something like that. How's that looking? Is that looking doable? Yeah, that's looking doable. Alright, and we come over here. Same thing. Really try hard to get these at the same height. Now, are those the same? Alright, now see, here's the fun thing. It's like, well, I don't know if I'm getting those quite the same. You know what? Screw it. Don't worry about it. We'll do a Control Z. Take this one off. Set it down. Control Z to put it back. Oh, it put all of them back. Well, I don't want these back. Let's get rid of those. So we have, we're just duplicating. So we have this piece over here, and we'll go ahead and put that, yeah, see, this is going to be a little tricky install. This is one of these things where you got the angle that you're looking at it is going to be what determines it going into the place you want it to go in. See, it's just not doing it, not doing it, not doing it. But if I come over here and maybe look through the ship, I can get it to connect over there. Maybe. Well, this is good. This is kind of one of the things I want to show you. So you might get frustrated and say, oh, it's not going to go. I can't get this thing to fit. Alright, so there we've got it fit, but it's not turned the right way, so you just turn it. That looks like what we want, so connect it and then have a look. It's not. Unconnect. Alright, it still connects, so we can go back this way. Alright, we're going to do a shift click. A shift. If you hold shift, you can get small movements. That, I think, is what I'm looking for. That look pretty good to you guys? That looks pretty symmetrical all the way around? Very good. Alright, so we just need engines. And now we have, whoops, whoa, hey, hey. Now we have 12. Whoops, now we almost have 12. Now we have 12. Alright, and that should be plenty. Now this has no struts on it, no fuel lines. It is important to route your fuel, right? This tank right here, you'll need to route that. Let me do a little routing here. So, and we want the fuel to flow from here. This is important. Flow from here out to here. So we'll connect one, and then one. Very good. Do the same thing down here. So out from the tank to the engine, and then again out from the tank to the engine. Good, good, good. Alright, now we, let's save it. I'm going to assume the staging is correct. Right, right. And this top thing, I need to do the same. We need to route fuel here too. And out to you, that should be tripled, so that's fine. Yes. Save again, and head to the launch pad. Let's see if it stands upright. I have no idea. I'm doubting it's going to stand upright. It's getting pretty tall. But it might. It might. We'd be quick about the launch. Alright, there it is. Gravity is getting ready to take effect. Okay. Computer controls. Throttles up. Wham! Oh, it made a liar at me. I'm at full throttle and it's not enough to take... Oh, no, I'm not at full throttle. Those have broken. Those have broken. Stage! Oh! Don't die. No, they're fine. You guys are okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's alright. Alright, so let's make this work. Revert to the assembly building. To the VAB. Here we go. Alright, so that's not good for anybody. That is not happening. We need some struts. Let's see if I can get away with not putting any struts on it yet after just bragging about struts. Alright, let's get 3 of these bad boys going and try and attach them where? How about right there? I'm getting some red on that side. I didn't like that. Here? There we go. Maybe that will hold it in place. Am I sitting on the ground? No, that's okay. And save and launch. So yeah, there you go. I mean, I think that's just about it. Don't give up on placing parts. If it won't fit, computer controls, no struts, and fly. Oh, I did. I love it when it puts these up here because that makes perfect sense. Can I pop those manually? Yes, you can, but you can only do it one at a time. Oh my! Oh! Hey now, hold on. Okay, come on. Control. Oh no! Don't die! Don't die! No. All right. Alright, so it needs a few struts. Let me show you some placement on that. I don't know. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is a little different for us. This will probably be the only tutorial I do. So here, let's do some of that. A little bit of this. Remember, you got force coming up from the ground and into the rocket itself. I am translating the force from the outer rockets into the inner rockets, and then we'll need to connect the inner rockets by doing something like this. You reach through, like so, and then come across, like so, and boom, we got a nice spider net in there. Let's do something different up here. The other way you can go is like this. That works fine. Or my new thing is to do, whoops, give me that. My new thing is to do X bracing, so I'll go like that, and then I'll put one like that. Alright, that should be enough. Let's get these connected out here. A little X brace here. And one on the other side. Good. Good, good, good. And are the fuel lines routed all the way around? No. That's going to be important. Let's get the rest of the fuel lines routed. So, yeah, we want from the center out. And from the center out. Alright, now everybody should be connected fuel line wise, and we got struts everywhere. That's looking pretty good. Let's give that a save and see how, oh, let's put these back where they're supposed to go. That would be helpful now, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't know why I'd want to release, I guess because it's attached to stage 4. I don't know. Save, launch. Here we go. This should work fine. So again, if your spaceship is not going into orbit, if it's flying apart, more struts. If it doesn't have enough fuel, add a stage. Double it. Just double, or use bigger engines, right? I mean, that's the other thing. You can use, lesser amount, but as long as, break out on the main sails. See, there you go. I mean, this thing's going great. That's plenty of power. Looks solid as a rock. Boom! I built a rocket in 5 seconds. I guarantee you, this thing will go into orbit. But I'll take you up. Shall we? Let's have a nice. Whoa! That's not what I meant to do. No, we don't want to do flight results. F2. A pretty picture. Pretty picture. It's at night. It's all. Look at the Space Center all lit up. So cool. Definitely liking 0.21. Thanks, KSP team. You guys are awesome. I never doubted for a second that when we had problems with the 0.21 computer controls like that, there would be a patch come out and they'd have it fixed. Squad is on top of it. The 2 Brazilian brothers that are in charge of this game are on top of it. Good guys, man. They are really, really keeping this game going. And the development is progressing along nicely. I was going to say I look forward to career mode, but I'm a little scared, right? Because everything's going to cost money. Yeah. Everything costs money. I have to be efficient. I'm not good at efficient. So yeah, I mean, the lesson is when you're building and it's not working for you, don't give up. That piece won't go into place. Try looking at it differently. Try removing the piece you're trying to attach it to, then attach it, then put the piece back on. And struts. You can't go wrong with adding more struts. Flying apart, add more struts. So yeah, I'm talking. I don't know if you guys want to see this thing go all the way up, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. The lightning video. Hey, that was kind of different, right? Yeah, I've gotten some feedback. A couple of weather people that I know, staging and fire. A couple of weather people that I know were saying that those are definitely positive streamers, so that's pretty cool. Those are pretty hard to capture. That was a pretty lucky catch. And of course, slightly unlucky too, because that was close. That's very dangerous. I do not do that. Understand that while that camera was rolling, I was inside the house. There's we have a glass screen door. Screen door has got glass on it. I wasn't standing there with the camera. But it, still dangerous, still very dangerous. And yeah, but hey, I'm glad I caught that on camera. That was really cool. And I don't know why I didn't put it up. Upload it before now. I just kind of forgot that I had that, and I was going through moving things around, cleaning up hard drive, etc. And came across it. I was like, oh god, I bet the KSP fans would like to see this. Yeah, I bet they think it was cool. And plus, like I said, I wanted to get some expert opinion on whether I actually captured positive streamers. And I think the consensus is yes. Those, the thing coming out of the tree and that bush, those are positive streamers. The bolt itself connected behind the house across the street. Yeah. Here we go, AP to 59. A lot of folks, again, were, you know, a gravity turn. I have been using that more. Let's bring the trolls up. I should have done this a while ago. But yeah, gravity turn just a little bit right away can help a lot. So I've been using that more. Obviously, the less stable your rockets are, the more difficult it is to steer them in atmosphere, and it can be very dangerous. That's basically why I have not been doing gravity turns before. That's more than enough. Oh my goodness. And hey, it gets nice. I can cut the engines without bringing this up. It still works. Thank you, KSP team. So yeah, that's more than enough. And I have a whole nother stage. This thing is obviously good for orbit. Hell, it'd probably go to the moon. Oh, looks like I got a stage. Ah ha ha. Stage. Stage. Fire. Whoa, okie dokie. Yep, just did catch it. 4 seconds. Want to stay on that side of the AP. As you guys have seen me do this a million times. This is how I roll into orbit. Alright, notice that is coming down. That is not what I want, so throttle up. You can either throttle up or point it more up to the top. I'm going to choose to throttle up because I have the ability to do that. Alright, now we are going up again, and I shall slide it over. Okay, so what was I saying before I was so rudely interrupted by the phone, by the way, twice? I'm going to have to edit out that second one. Yeah, you got a rocket that works and will carry a heavy load into space. Okay, once you have that, you could put anything you want on top of it. You don't have to build a whole new rocket if you don't want to. I do that all the time. I used to do it with the Kerbin System Explorer. You guys saw that. I am hoping to maybe turn the space truck into a bit of a System Explorer. We'll see if that's possible. Maybe with the taller VAB, that could work. So this bad boy is going to go into orbit, no problem at all. And you see it took me, what, 5 minutes to build it? Boy, it is so ever so dark, isn't it? No backlighting at all anymore. 4 seconds, it's going to be fine. Yep, I was so high in I overshot. I usually overshot the top of my AP, like I usually set it at about 85,000 to do an orbital burn. And got a little ahead of me, but that's okay. No big deal. So yeah, guys, I hope that's been helpful. This will probably be the only tutorial I ever do because I don't have much more to add to that. There's lots of tutorials about the very basics of the game. So yeah, we'll get this into orbit and sling it around for a pretty picture, and we'll probably wrap it up. There we go, throttling down and sling it all the way over now. Very good, very good. And with that yep, well, ran out of fuel just in time. That's perfect. So we'll go to the map. Hello, and we'll do our final stage. Do we have any lights on this thing? And the answer is no. All right, so can you see it? Because I can barely see it. Let's throttle. There we go, and a little bit of fire that engine. There we go. Good to go. Now we have an cut the engine. We got an orbital ship. And yeah, let me sling that around so we can get a pretty picture of our orbital ship. I don't know why I always slide into the Tonight Show theme, but I do. Okay, there we're getting into the sun, so we can have our pretty picture. There it is. Nothing special. F2, get everything out of the way. There we go. So that's going to do it, guys. Next episode's going to be exciting. I'm going to have something pretty special for you. Not quite sure what, but I've got some ideas. Boy, do I have some ideas. So I hope you all are having a great day, and I will see you in the V